Welcome to this Navigating SAP NWBC video. First, we're going to log into our connection, our system connection. So we'll choose the pre-configured connection and enter our provided client number, user code, and password, and we'll click log on. This will take us directly to the home page of NetWeaver Business Client, and in this home page, and depending on the roles that we play within the company, we'll have different bars. If we click on a bar, it will expand this, what is known as a work center, also known as a role, and each role will have transactions and reports pertaining to that role. So basically, if we click on a bar, it will drop down a menu, and this menu is a collection of transactions and reports, also known as information. So we can go ahead and click on any transaction, which is going to open in a new tab. We can also click on any report, which also opens in a new tab. There is an overview of the work center button, which is not a transaction or a report, and if you click on that, it will show you one of two things: either where we stand within a corporation. So if you're doing production transactions, you have to understand that your transaction creates planned orders, and you can also convert production orders to create products and move forward products to sales and marketing to do their other transactions. This is a process flow chart which gives us where we fall in within the corporation. However, in some of the roles or work centers, when you click on Overview Work Center, the overview will take you to a complete list of all the transactions and reports available at that work center. So the overview will do either one of two things: either it will take you to a list of all the transactions and reports that are available in a work center, or it will take you to a process flow chart, which will showcase where your transactions and reports fall within the greater scheme within the organization. So that's the home page, and these are the work centers. Another thing to note is whenever you are open a transaction or a report, you can access the navigation panel. The navigation panel is all the other transactions and reports available in that work center. So instead of going back to the home page, you will have simple access to all the transactions and reports pertaining to your role within the organization. So you can access here. I'm under sales and marketing. We can go to sales report, or the summary sales report. Notice that if you open more windows, there is a maximum number of windows to be reached, which is 6. And if we open another window, it will give us an error message that you have reached the maximum capacity of windows. And you get this error. So when you get this error that maximum number of SAP GUI sessions has been reached, this means that we have to close some of the windows that we have in order to view other windows. So we'll go ahead and close the window so we can continue our video. So that's the navigation panel. If we are doing a inventory report which is under the production work center or production role, we can view all other production role, transaction, and report. Then we also have the production overview. Remember, the production overview will take us to a flow chart which will showcase where we fall within the organization. The other thing to note is that there's a sidebar, and the sidebar is containing help, so extra information such as help, or it also contains some insightful information that might help us execute this particular transaction or report, or that will help us execute the role that we are playing within the organization. So this is the production tab, and if we go to something planning and procurement, transactions such as run MRP, the side panel will have things that pertain to the role planning and procurement. So the side panel is customized based on the role that you are within. So here we're within the planning and procurement role. We can see this by just looking at the navigation panel, and we can see the sidebar that pertains to the planning and procurement. So we have help as to how to execute the MRP run, and we have also this information in video format and some guiding information that can help us execute the operation. We also have a stock overview chart which will help us identify how much we have inventory, so that the planning and procurement can plan ahead as to what needs to be procured. We notice that whenever you open a side panel, it will always be saved to where you left it off. So here I leave it off MRP, and here we leave it off converting requisition of orders. So if you go back, the sidebar is always saved to the last location that you left it off. So the inventory report is left off, we left it off the current inventory. Here we left it off conversion or convert requisition to orders, and here we left it off MRP run. So that's the navigation panel. We also talked about the sidebar. There is also a favorites bar, and basically if you're doing sales and marketing, and let's say you need to monitor the production schedule to decide how much marketing you're gonna put for that particular product once it's being produced, and change the price for it accordingly, you can save this by clicking on the favorites panel or bar and clicking the star with the plus sign, and then you click OK to save it as favorites. Also, if you want to monitor inventory reports, and again we can access the information by going to the home page or by going to the navigation panel and clicking on the inventory report, which tells us how much we have in stock, so we can plan the pricing and the marketing if you're doing sales and marketing. So we add the favorites by clicking on the plus sign. Notice if we go back to these transactions, we'll find them, the sidebar is where we left it off. So next we have the search bar, and the search bar can go to different transactions. We can enter the transaction by their code. For example, VK32 is the price maintaining transaction. I'll go ahead and close some of these windows so I don't get an error pop up. Or I can also access this transaction by putting its number, writing its name. And its name is maintain price list, so we write maintain and it comes up right away, maintain price list. You can click on it from the search bar. If you're, for example, if we want to go to the marketing expense, we write anywhere in the search bar marketing, and it takes us to set marketing budget. And that's it. To recap, we talked about the navigation panel, and the navigation panel will take us to transactions and reports as pertaining to a particular row or work center. We talked about the sidebar. The sidebar takes us to extra information that pertains to the particular role or work center. We also talked about the favorites bar, which help us add different transactions and reports for faster reach. And we have the search bar, and the search bar is where we can look up different transactions and reports from anywhere within the environment. And that's it. Thank you for your attention.